How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Fringy123 here, and I pose a pretty important question to you in today's episode of Causal Friday. Guess what? I actually cancelled my PlayStation 4 pre-order. Now you may be thinking, oh, you must be crazy, man. That's going to be so awesome. But what I started to think about was why I was buying a PlayStation 4. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have a pretty high-end gaming PC. And this gaming PC is more powerful than the next-gen consoles. A lot of the games that I was looking forward to getting on the PS4 were third-party games. And those games were games like Watch Dogs, Battlefield 4, games like those that I can get on my PC and run perfectly fine at a very high frame rate. So then I started to think about, well, I do like the PlayStation exclusives, so what exclusives are there right now that I'm excited about? And that was Infamous Second Son. Now, Infamous Second Son doesn't come out until next year. So why would I throw down the money to pre-order a console to have it sit there and collect dust for months before I even start using it? Let alone having to pay for PlayStation Plus at that time. You know, it seemed a bit foolish of me to throw down the money. Now, the other reason I started thinking about this was because a friend of mine mentioned that he thinks that they'll probably just announce a console with a larger hard drive, because this console is going to have a very long life cycle. So do you really want to be stuck with 500 gigabytes of space and then be left holding your dick when you run out of space, which is inevitability, pretty much? You need a terabyte. So, and they're already talking about having a Vita bundle, so why wouldn't I just wait? Or a game bundle. And I think there's a reason why so many people are just flocking to buy these consoles. Now, if you don't have a PC, then I can totally understand why you would need it to play games like Watch Dogs, because it will be superior on those consoles like the Xbox One and the PS4. But what you really need to do is actually consider why you pre-ordered the console. Did you pre-order it just because you were pissed off at Microsoft? Because they put in the DRM? Because I think that's a major reason why so many people are just flocking to pre-order. It's as though they feel like they need to pre-order it right now. It's going to be available no matter what. And there's another reason why I think you shouldn't pre-order, is because we don't actually know how good these consoles are going to be. With a game, you can kind of get a grasp of how well it's going to perform. Kind of, because it is staged. But if you're looking at a console, everything is staged. A lot of the time you don't see much about the actual console. The demos run on PCs, and ultimately you don't know how good this console is going to be. I mean, look at the Wii U. You could have pre-ordered the Wii U, and then you'd just be like, well, fuck, I didn't want this. And you're throwing down a lot of money. I've been starting to think about pre-orders and why we'd even do them. Because you've got to consider why you're throwing down this much money. If it's $400 in the US, here it's $550. That's a lot of cash. Not only forgetting about the PlayStation Plus, which you will have to buy essentially if you want to play online. And same with the Xbox One for people who are pre-ordering that too. We don't know how good these consoles are. So why would you throw down the money? You need to consider why you're getting a PlayStation 4. If you don't care about the Sony exclusives, why not just build a PC and play games on the PC? That way, it will actually be upgradable. Do you really want to get a PlayStation 4 just because it's inspired? Just because you're pissed off at a corporation who saw you as a wallet, that you're willing to give money to another corporation who sees you as a wallet, and essentially played off of people's anger to get as far ahead in this console generation already that's approaching as they have? You actually have to think about this. And this is a serious question I pose to you. Why did you buy a PlayStation 4? Or why did you pre-order an Xbox One? I'm mainly putting this towards people who bought the PlayStation 4, because there are a lot more of them, and they bought it for the reason that I see a problem with. You're pre-ordering it just because you're pissed off about one. You don't have to buy either of them. It's not your obligation to buy anything. If there are no games that you're interested in, why not just wait? You're throwing down a lot of money. And this is why I saw the benefit to getting this PC, is because now I'm actually going to wait. I'm going to wait and see how good the consoles are, Because really, you shouldn't make a decision like that until you've seen both the consoles in action. But what I'm going to do is wait. I'm going to wait, and probably wait after Infamous 2, until I see the real exclusives on the PlayStation 4 that I want. Games like Destiny and The Division aren't confirmed for PC. And I know that I will get games like Uncharted, and I probably will get Infamous. Don't get me wrong, I'm still probably going to buy a PS4 at some stage, but I'm trying to think about why I was throwing down the money, and why I shouldn't just wait for a model that will be better suited for what you will need in the future, because this cycle is going to be so long. What games I really wanted, and why I was getting the PlayStation 4. And I urge you to think about this, because quite honestly, Sony has played you in the sense that they're making you buy something you may not have necessarily bought otherwise. This is the thing I don't like about consumerism, but that's a rant for another day. Seriously, though, I pose this question to you. Go back and think about why you pre-ordered a PlayStation 4, because you may have done it for the wrong reasons. I'm Fringy123, and have a good one.